Hello guys, and welcome to another Learn with Ranger M activity. We're going to build some birdhouses. Why are we building birdhouses today? Well, would you believe me if I said it's because there has been close to 400 bird species observed in the Carolinian Life Zone. Remember, that's where we live in this part of southwestern Ontario. That 400 bird species represents more than half of all of the bird species found in Canada. Birds are a very unique species to protect and monitor because they migrate and don't listen to borders of countries. Some of our birds migrate all the way down to the southern states, Mexico, or even farther to South America. Anything we can do to help our bird species will greatly protect them in the long run. Okay, let's get started with materials. You'll need a hammer, nails, measuring tape, and some wood. You don't need to use new wood, you can always upcycle something you have lying around. 4 pieces of wood will be 15 centimeters wide by 24.5 centimeters long, with one piece having the hole, which will be your front piece, and the other 3 being your 2 sides, and actually the top piece. One piece of wood will be 16 centimeters wide by 34 centimeters long, and this will be your backboard piece. You want it longer, so it will help you drill it into a wall or a fence post when we put it up later. Your final piece will be 10.5 centimeters wide by 15 centimeters long, with actually a corner cut off. The corner only needs to be cut if you want to be able to open the birdhouse to see a nest or what's happening inside your birdhouse. I will show you this at the end. The Catfish Creek Conservation Authority, in partnership with local high schools' woodworking classes, would put together these bird kits to re-establish eastern bluebird populations. In the 2000s, we saw a great decline of the eastern bluebird due to the loss of habitat and nesting sites. However, there has been an increase in population that is mostly contributed to the availability of birdhouses. So birdhouses do a lot for our bird populations. Another success through the building and placement of birdhouses is for wood ducks. In the 20th century, the cutting of many forests in southern Ontario decreased the wood duck nesting sites dramatically. Furthermore, there was also a pressure due to hunting. However, those hunters noticed the decrease in wood ducks and were the ones who fought the hardest for habitat restoration and the repopulation of the species. That is actually where Ducks Unlimited came about. Hunters coming together to conserve, restore, and manage wetlands for the betterment of waterfowl, wildlife, and humans. So many groups, including myself when I was in the ELP program at East Elgin Secondary School, built wood duck boxes to put up in Elgin and Norfolk counties. Over the last 50 years, researchers have seen a dramatic decrease in Ontario's swallows, with all 6 swallows being at risk of extinction. To help swallows, we can plant native plant species that attract the flying insects our swallows depend on and make swallow homes, like this one I have here. I was limited for where I could place my barn swallow home. They should be placed right up near the roof of a barn or shed like this. There are many things we can do to help protect our bird species in the Carolinian Life Zone. The leading cause of death for birds is window collisions. Windows deceive birds as the reflections trick birds into thinking they can sail through to the other side. Birds that do not die on impact can go into shock, becoming easy prey for their predators, such as cats. Speaking of cats, cats are a very huge threat to birds, not to mention our amphibians and reptiles. If you have a cat, the best thing you can do for our bird species is to keep it inside. Nature Canada, Birds Canada, and Ducks Unlimited are all very great resources for bird protection. As you can see, we've hung my birdhouse in the back of my property near a shaded, more treed area and along a fence. Now to the side here is where I didn't nail the bottom to the other blocks of wood, which allows me to open it and view inside. The trim corner is where you can stick your finger in and lift the piece of wood easily, so you don't really want to trim that corner too big. Tips for this part: do not nail anything into the block of wood you'll want to swing open except for the 2 nails at the top on either side. You can see here where my one is. That block of wood you'll want to swing open, make it sit a little lower so you can swing it open completely. If you guys have any questions, leave them below. Thanks for joining me for another Learn with Ranger M. See you later!